Hi everyone, my name's Claire, and on a Monday we like to do Mediumship Monday, which really means that sometimes I'm channeling messages in general from the divine, spirit, God, great spirit, whatever you call yours, angels, a higher power in general for what we all need to hear. And because I'm a twin flame channel and a divine channel, it's always for the twin flames, your inner divine feminine, divine masculine, and in a connection. And other times I will home in and it'll be specific messages from loved one and spirit, because really that is what I consider to be mediumship and different from all the other things that I do. I've just realised I haven't shuffled those bits of paper. I keep forgetting that that's what I've done these for. If you don't know what I'm on about, I've just got these different bits of paper that I just wrote, that like this was, I don't know, a year ago, 6 months ago, whenever, maybe not a year ago, because whenever I started it, like 8 months ago, and it's just to help me when knowing shadow work's the one that's round the wrong way. We'll see what comes out. Yeah, when I procrastinate. So I'm just going to pull my eyes to it. It was the twin flame messages that I saw sticking out, to be honest. So kind of tells me that whether another one comes out or not, it is going to be specific twin flame messages that come out. But again, when is it not? But that, I would take that to mean they want me to use the message cards, which I've actually already used today, but that's fine. It just feels like there's so much inner union and physical union going on for a lot of people that it's just people need extra support out there. Right, so what do they want me to focus on? But yeah, what else do I want to say? Healing is weaved in everything I do. I try to keep it more chilled and a bit of a calmer vibe on the Mondays. Really leaning into that more gentle, feminine part of my energy, because Mondays are my days off anyway. But when I record this, like I said, I don't really see any of my work as work, and that can be a problem in itself because I love it. We need downtime to switch off and energise. But yeah, I like to be in a more sort of chilled energy, and I definitely never work with clients on a Monday unless it was an emergency. But again, I can't remember the last time I've done that. I really try to stick to that. Right, so, and it's a Cancer moon if you're watching this for real time on the 22nd of May 2022. So Cancer means about self-love, mothering yourself, nurturing yourself. It can bring up a lot of sadness and depression. I mean, depression might seem a bit strong, but it really can be quite a sad, depressing energy. And often when you feel the weight of the world, the weight of everyone else's problems, so just keep that in balance. Mother yourself where you need to. Right, so like I said, it's kind of like, I don't know how long this is going to end up being, but if it is shorter, it's probably because I filmed that other big long one earlier, and it's like, right, sometimes less is more. So, right, what else? I've been shuffling these pages. What are we going to do today? Transformational coaching. Channeled healing without cards. Card at the end of guided. Right, so, well, that's what, see what I mean? It's like, it's just what I do anyway on a lot of videos. So, okay, well, that's quite interesting because transformational coach, that was kind of like, if I'm making it short, again, I bring in the coaching really in everything that I do as well, and sometimes more than others, but I actually think that this could be that, like, because I see these cards as like that, and I was getting drawn to them before, so I feel that's just like they're signing to me to say to use these, because then I kind of get a bit of a break, because I'll read it from the book, which I only read messages from the book when I strongly feel guided to, but I do want to read the messages from this book and another one, right, so I'll put them there. Yeah, and then I'll just do whatever. So, right, so to channel for a wee bit before, which like I said, I do on every video anyway, but what I'm feeling specifically about the energy is, well, I said it on the other one, that I just feel this really exciting energy going on. Like, it just feels to me like in the world, like anything could happen at any point. Yeah, it feels very, that is just the only way I can describe it. Like, there's just something really big bubbling away under the surface. Now, again, it could be as well because, I mean, I channel collective energy, like the world energy, but I also feel the twin flame collective. I really do feel it is because, and when I say I really do feel, that means it's a stronger message. I really do feel it is because I'm feeling the intense astrology right now, but also the the physical union energy that is in the air. There's a palpable, real strong physical union energy in the air, and where some of the divine masculines were really delayed and held up, and don't get me wrong, most of them really still are, from what I feel into. Some are really making progress there, and everything happens in divine time anyway. But that's generally kind of what I'm feeling. So let's just shuffle some of these. I didn't channel for very long because I channeled on the other one, but where are the divine feminines in the physical right now for what's going on about it? Whoever mostly needs to hear it. So if you're not in this bit, then this isn't for you. Mirror reflections, karmic purge. Yeah, so divine feminines are having a karmic purge of basically anyone in your life that you're not in alignment with anymore. And again, like, so this could be going on, this could have been going on for years, could be going on for decades, could have, it could have been going on in recent months, but it just feels like it's, you're, oh yeah, and that other, it does feel like there's a lot of shadow work that has been going on. And now it feels like with what has been going on in hermit mode, it's like you've been mirrored back to enough of what you need for this time. And it's like you're now preparing to kind of come out and socialise a bit. I mean, that definitely does feel like where I'm at. It feels like most of the year has been massive shadow work and a lot of change. And now it's time to embrace the learning. Yeah, look, and that's really interesting the way they're saying it to me, because it's like path of least resistance. So you might have quite a resistance to like coming out in the daylight and socialising more and stuff like that. And you kind of want to stay in not in the darkness, but you might want to stay indoors, and and it's again, so this really isn't going to be for everyone, but I can tell they're really using a lot of math stuff here, as they often do, but this very much is where I'm at. Like, it's kind of like, it sounds depressing, doesn't it? But it really is like, I am much like the moon card and the hermit, like, when it's raining, I'm happy, like, basically. And I like being out in the rain too, actually. But, and then the days where it's like really sunny and a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, I'm so happy that it doesn't make me that happy. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, I know there's going to be more people about, people get really rowdy. It's just all, again, it's not like I used to be more miserable like that. Like now I do, I embrace the sun. Like I go out, I go out in the sun and I get on with it. But what I'm saying is, it's like, it's not, it's not like other people, you know what I mean? So whatever that means to you, but I do feel that won't speak to everyone, because I know some of you, it's like, oh, when I see the sun, I light up. And again, a lot of the women I deal with, that'll probably be because you are, primarily divine masculine energy, and the divine masculine is the sun energy. Do you know what I mean? Which I've said before, I always find it hilarious that I was channeled once that Apollo, god of the sun, is one of my guys. And here's me no liking the sun. But like I said, it's a metaphor for, you can either stay in the darkness and forever in the shadow and hiding. You see how this is divine feminine, but I can see that's being divine masculine too. Or you can come out into the daylight and you can transform into a butterfly and kind of come out in the darkness, right? So I was going to speak to divine feminine or divine masculine, whatever. Where's divine masculine head in the physical? Reunion. Wow, love it when I say that, because there isn't a union card in this, so this is the union card. Love it. That's why I channel for a bit, usually pretty much every video, because it's just so that you can see that I was feeling this without the cards. And also just that I need to get the energy out, it's like, that's the only way I can describe it. I feel really anxious and all that until I get rid of it. So divine masculine, very much in the physical, has got union on their mind, 10-10. There could be something significant about October. That could be that, some people's unions are around October time, or I feel it's because it feels more current now in the May. It feels like this is like by October, a lot will have changed in many people's lives. Wow, that's quite crazy, because for one of the picker piles, there was a card that said autumn in it, and I channeled something earlier, so that's tying up with what I channeled earlier. I can't link it below because it'll be in the community tab, so you'll just need to go and look in the community tab. And if you can't find it, if you found this way in the future, ask me, and then I'll try and direct you to it somehow if it's ages in the future. So that's thinking way too far ahead, but See, there's something about, there is something about thinking far ahead in the future, and I'm channeling divine masculine energy right now. So divine masculine energies, even those of them that aren't ready for it, are really thinking about the future with their twin, reconciling differences. This seems to be the theme right now. Where divine masculines were running away and not wanting to face their shadow and face their twin and reconcile these differences that, being very different, yin yang squirrels. They're at least thinking about wanting to be able to do this. And again, if you know that you're literally nowhere near a physical union, which, let's face it, nobody really ever truly knows that. And like I always say, even if you feel like you are, you think you are, you say you are, sometimes you're not, like a lot of the time. So just whatever. Most of the time you're not, or you'd be in it, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, there is something going on here about, you're reconciling that within yourself. That's really deep, but you're reconciling it within yourself, divine masculines, and whoever it speaks to, divine feminine. It's like you're balancing the two parts of your own energy that can be very different and making it work for you. Basically, you're trusting your intuition, you're resting and receiving when you're feeling guided to. And like I said, at this current energy, the grand fixed cross and being in the Mercury retrograde post shadow, until at least the end of May, 30th of May kind of thing, it is wise to pause, with most things. Again, it's like, it doesn't mean you don't take action with anything ever, but it's just that you could face a lot of, just feeling like delays and blocks and stuck and stuff. And so, and that's what I'm feeling going on, like this wanting to move forward, but things getting in the way. So just a little bit more patience. And I really do see June bringing it, because we're in the Gemini energy already, and Gemini is the twins, the duality. I really do feel that is bringing in, Gemini season always brings in a lot of physical twin flame unions. So for some people that will be the case, right? So that is what is going on within the masculine. Can I just say, as soon as I said I'm channeling the masculine now, I got that feeling of that bit of bread stuck in my throat that I get sometimes when I'm channeling the masculine, and all the time, a lot of the time when I'm channeling on a personal session with some of you guys. So, there's something coming up there. There's energy being moved at the throat. So where feelings weren't able to be spoken about, I feel something. Wait a minute, they're pulling me to these. I feel something coming up ready to be said to reconcile these differences. There might be something significant about a tiger, because I just got drawn to that. Again, tiger is one of my power animals, but I know that's some of yours as well. And actually, typically, the tiger is the feminine energy, but it's just whatever it is to you. So a message from someone's masculine that gives you the silent treatment, or ghost shit, or whatever you processing their emotions. Unhealthy. Someone's putting an unhealthy attachment behind them. So again, is that putting an unhealthy attachment of another relationship, a situationship, a few situationships, a marriage for some, an addiction, a habit? You'll know for your situation, or maybe you won't, or you'll find out at some point, but they're putting something behind them. I'm fucking gobsmacked. I thought that was weird when I said silent treatment. But it's because they're called the Silent Heart Oracle. But I thought that was really fucking weird when I said that. Oh, shit. Right, well, someone's definitely... I think that is the unhealthy attack. It's like... This is very specific, but I'm strongly feeling it's like... Because, again, see, when the moon's in Cancer, it really hits a lot of my psychic placements. But Cancer energy is very psychic. It's to do with the moon. So, but it's like... Oh, and it is silence too. And actually, definitely in my chart is when I really do like to spend a lot of time going inwards. This is the unhealthy thing that this twin does. It's real silent treatment. And again, I feel it was learned from somewhere. I feel like I can be my true self around you. This is like basically somebody's twin is channeling this to someone watching this, or you're the twin that wants to say this to you. Is that it's like, I'm sorry for giving you the silent treatment. And like, I really want to be real with you now. And put the toxicity behind me. Like the toxicity of ghosting or silent treatment. And look, because it's been affecting my mental health, like I feel, and it's in reverse, I feel it's like That's what I'm being told here. It's like, I know it's toxic, it's affecting my mental health, it upsets me that upsets you. Even though it's like, again, that's why I thought it was weird when I called it silent treatment, because the masculine goes in and ghosts and silent treatment for a reason. It's to process their emotions. When anyone does that, it's from overwhelm. But not everyone looks at it like that way or understands it that way. But I'm one of the people here to help you understand that. But keeping in mind, it is a minefield out there. When, like, I always like to point this out, teach a moment here, but there's a big difference between somebody giving you the silent treatment. So this feels like not a romantic thing, but it actually, to be honest, right, this could happen in romantic connections. It could happen with friends. It could happen with family. It could even happen with work and bosses and that. But basically, in my opinion, if somebody gives you the silent treatment out of ego, knowing that they're trying to break you down, so say someone's in the wrong, but they're being silent, knowing that, yeah, they're going to give in and they're going to apologise, even though it's like, basically, that's kind of like mind games and fucking with someone. Whereas, if somebody, like, I'm just trying to think of a situation. If somebody goes silent on you, or if you do that, there's silence between you and someone, it's not always that it's that. It can be like, basically what I'm trying to say is, if I'm trying to think, right, so if ever I have parted ways with someone in my life, like a friend or something, it's been because it's because I'm doing so much work on myself, like growing in ascendant, that it's like we've just changed and grown so much. And obviously the other people will have as well, but it's kind of like, what would be toxic is if I just went silent on someone, but knowing fine well I was going to talk to them at some point, but I'm being silent to punish them. That would be toxic, and that would be mind games. Whereas I can categorically say, there is nobody, and I mean nobody, that I don't talk to in my life right now that I'm playing games with. If I don't talk to somebody, it's because we literally have grown apart and I've got no intentions of them being a friend again. It's as harsh as what it sounds like, that is my boundaries, and I've always got reasons for if it's, and usually it's something's just really crossed my boundaries and there's no coming back from it. But yeah, it would be toxic if you do that and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to be as silent as I can because I know that they're going to give in and they're going to apologise to me. So if you're doing that to someone out there, basically, I could say don't, but don't do it, because you're playing with fire there. It's like, if you think that giving someone the silent treatment because they're going to eventually give in and contact you, because again, I know that I'm saying it speaking from, because people have done this to me like my whole entire life, where it's like, I can think of many experiences where, and again, this is interesting because I didn't say that, I usually do, but cancer energy is trauma as well. And it's, I've had situations where I've fallen out with people, and it's like they literally have, it's not usually we talk. That's interesting. So you listen to everything I'm saying, because it'll have something to do with twin flames. But I'm talking about strangers. But it's like, there's usually fault on both parts, right? But like I always say, don't go too far with that, because that is what very clever, manipulative gaslighting or strong cases of narcissism and that would do. Like, make you feel like you've done something wrong and trick you into apologising. Again, I've been there, done that, with a t-shirt, like where it's happened to me. But it's kind of like, and it's like, and it's all kinds of, I can't even be, but it's like, I kind of like, can't even bother going into this, but it's like, someone must need to hear it. It's complex, because it's not always like someone's a big nasty person. It'll be because that has happened to them, like perhaps a parent has treated them like, I would say every time, if somebody treats you like that, you can be guaranteed somebody's parent has treated them like that in the past, or possibly still does. But even those of you that have got parents in the spirit world, it's just good. That's what shadow work is. It's wise to just see, where do I get these traits from? Right, so that's that. So basically what I'm saying is, if you're purposely right now giving someone the silent treatment, but you know that you're playing games and you're just holding back because you think they're going to cave first, don't do that. That's fucked up, right? I know lots of people do that, but just, try and take observe yourself doing it and cut it out, because it is just playing games. But if somebody has chosen to not be a part of your life anymore and they're silent because they're not talking to you and they've put healthy boundaries in place, I know it can be very upsetting if you're on the receiving end of it, but you basically do have to accept that. But can you see how that actually, and actually, I can think of cases in my life over the years where it's like I've had to do that and it's broke my heart. But not only did I have to do it for myself because of the codependency between me and whoever, lots of different people I can think of, I've done it for the person too. And it's further down the line, like usually when someone's kind of out of that energy, like they can see that too. So whoever that speaks to as well. Cruel to be kind, really, but it kind of, when it gets to the point when it's really the toxicity is controlling your mental health, and basically fucking your head, like you've got to peace out, you know what I mean? So right now we've got to, now bringing it back to twin flames. Yes, silent treatment and ghosting, and basically, let's face it, ignoring someone, it's fucking rude. Like it is. Like ignoring someone in its entirety, just like not replying to somebody ever and just leaving it, like it is rude. I mean, there's just no way to put it, right? But what I always like to say is they pull me the well-being cards down there. You can't expect replies. Well, this is kind of not twin flames now. We'll stay with twin flame. When it's your twin flame, it's different, right? You're in a very yin yang situation of balancing your own light and dark. They're balancing their own light and dark. It's all kinds of fuckery and fucked up if the other person isn't healing isn't going anywhere near healing their own dark side or their own, stuff, any of it, and kind of living it up and living in the moment and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a different, you shouldn't be wanting to be in contact with them, basically, you know what I mean? And that is the truth of it, because they'll not treat you well. It'll be toxicity and it'll fuck with your mind, you know what I mean? What do you want me to say? Yeah, what else do we need to say about that? But what was I going to say there? But yeah, but basically, so it's a bit of a different dynamic with twin flames, but really, it's. But that's, you see, I think that's why I'm getting all tongue-tied. It's like, that's the problem. Divine masculines, unless they come across channels like this or blogs or whatever, they will wake up, after being asleep. They're going to wake up from all of this, and some may be in a real panic about how is my twin flame ever going to hear me out and want to reconcile these differences when I've come from that toxic place. Like, yeah, okay. So, what else do you need to know? I'm filled, wow, I mean, that's what I was just channeling. I'm filled with regret. And again, even the ones that do come across stuff like this, and this isn't for everyone today, so, just take whatever resonates, hang about. Even the ones that do come across stuff like this, it still doesn't take it away. It's a bit like when I said in one of the other videos I've done today, it can fuck me off when I have to, I know I have to channel. I mean, I really wouldn't channel a video if I really, really didn't want to, and I had my own, stuff going on and I needed to be myself. But day to day, if I know it's like, no, I can do it, it's just, it annoys me that it's like, I really just kind of want to go into total hermit, divine feminine mode where I'm not sharing so much of my own process, which I can do. I can just channel a message and not go into it, but it's hard for me to do that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like I can feel the bits where it's like, oh, that's going to help someone if I do this. So it's kind of like, yeah, as much as I can, teach about it and really help anyone with the twin flame journey, whatever bit you're going through, I'm not going to give you all the answers, but I can channel, the answers that are going to empower you in the moment with where you're at and get you to be patient with the journey. But when it comes to my own twin flame dynamic, when I'm actually in it, when it gets to all these, scary bits, yeah, all the wisdom goes out the window, basically. Right, so, oh, what just flew out? I'm working up the courage to contact you. Look at what I just channeled. That was me saying that about, that was me describing my feelings, but that's why I do that, you see, because that makes sense for this. I'm working up the courage to contact you. So that could go for when a divine feminine feels this pull to reach out to divine masculine, or a female divine masculine, because that would be what, the divine masculines that are female would need to do. But it's, it felt like I was also, oh yeah, because this is the masculine, fucking get so confused, this is the masculine energy. Like, they're working up the courage to reconcile these differences, but they're filled with regret for how they've treated you in the past, how they've ghosted you, the silent treatment. They want to tell you that you know, they feel like they can be themselves around you, and they're putting unhealthy attachments behind them, and they're, you know, coming out of the silence. Wow, okay, right. Do we need any more cards from that? Look, they're reprogramming their soul. Like, release, raise, and reclaim. And look, to come home. Welcome home, mission accomplished, 1111. This is the card I pulled for in the shorts. Yeah, so again, this is what I mean. It's just, it's there. 1111, twin flame unions are happening because a lot of masculines have focused on reprogramming their negative conditioning, as we all have, no matter what you are. Right, so, right, now we're going to this to save my voice. Right, turn the volume down in case my phone rings. So that feeling of me feeling like my phone was going to ring, that might be relevant to someone there. I just kind of realised that on my other phone. Right, what do we need to know? Divine feminine message that'll help whoever's the most in need out there. Just doing a quick one today. Serenity, this is quick for me. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. That's why I always say that. This is a time to honour, nurture and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Oh, so maybe particularly when you're watching this, maybe something's happened over the weekend for someone. Let past issues and resentments interfere. Don't let issues and past resentments interfere with your serenity today. So I feel this is about the feminine, really. And look, that's a masculine too, so this can speak to some divine feminine males out there. It's really important you don't let the past take away from this now moment. So I feel for divine feminines, it's like, yeah, don't spend too much time like focusing on not being with your twin, on whatever they're doing or not doing right now, whoever they're with or not with, wondering if they're with, you know, all that kind of shit. Just let it all go and don't let that steal your peace from today. I don't want to add any more to that. And a wee message coming in from someone in the spirit world, and you can tune in to feel who that might be for you, or I'll see what comes out when I'm saying it. So this is going to be for specifically for one person out there, or like say the magic of the spirit world, it might speak to more than one. That what is something that wants to come through. Feels like a general message. Life is a series of choices. Choose love. So it's the same, you know, it's, you can see how that fits with this. And like, look at the love hearts and the clouds. You might be sort of seeing this sort of stuff in the sky, or finding leaves or stones. I find love hearts. Oh yeah, they're here. I find love heart stones in the ground nearly every day. But yeah, it's like, look, choose love and choose to love yourself right now. And remember, Cancer Moon is about that. I'm sorry, please forgive me. So again, it's interesting because sometimes it's happened to these cards, rather than it being a message from a loved one in spirit, which if that is speaking to you, absolutely take it. You know, the loved ones in spirit's love. But I feel, again, this is like this energy coming in, the higher self from the masculine, like, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Like, yeah. And I send you love and signs through nature, yeah. So again, you see how it can fit for a loved one in spirit, but I really do feel this is the masculine's higher selves that are sending you like heart clouds in the sky. And it reminds me of, look, because I have a new understanding. Wow. That's really strong. I can feel it. Right. Talk to us. We're still listening. And this, you know, again, it is your loved ones and guides in the spirit world and God, of course, whatever you feel most resonant with. Something specific about October again here. I feel lots of change taking place between now and October. Like, and this is, to me, 10 is new endings and beginnings. It's like, it's not quite the end, it's not quite the beginning. So I feel this is about, like, I feel this is about the frustration with the divine feminine energy right now, about just this feeling that something is coming, but not seeing the physical manifestation of it. So that can be absolutely about physical union. It can be about work projects. It can be about money. It can be about anything in your life. Or I feel it's like, do you know what I feel it's about? Like the answer, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's the same thing. The answers to something just not being here yet, but you're about to get them. And also this is talk to your masculine higher self, like they are listening. My throat went really funny there. And I feel one more. Yeah, look at this. You are a star. Step into the spotlight where you belong. And again, for Divine Feminine, you see, it's basically like what I've already said in this. That, you know, well, actually, I said it in the other video, so I'll say it again here. Like, you are the energetic leader. And you have to shine your light bright as fuck. And you have to do it through the discomfort of it, even if you're very introvert like me. Because again, you can learn to not be so. Again, you don't need to. Please God, don't do that, because it's just, that is my fucking pet hate, is people copying folk. So, you know, don't try to mimic and be like me, because again, there's a lot of fucking weirdos that try to do that to either me or other folk out there. Again, I don't know of anyone doing it right now specifically, but you never fucking know. It's you know, just be your authentic self. Like, if you are quite you know, I don't know, if you're comfortable with being more in the spotlight on social media, then yeah, do it, shine your light. If you're more kind of introvert and you're better in kind of smaller groups, then, like I'll say, like, you do it in a smaller group, online or in person or something, just you know, shine your light, like step into showing who you really truly are and what you're good at and stuff like that, because that's what we're here to do, is to be the light. Not just for your twin flame. It's funny, I remember someone saying that in the reading of mine, like, look, it's not just for your twin, it's for all the other people, you know what I mean? It's like, do it for yourself, it helps your twin, and you inspire others. Right, okay. I need to put these back now before I forget what the mask, like, if the same cards come out. So, quite like the way I'm doing it today. So. Right, okay, so what do we need to know for where the masculine is at to go with that piece that the feminine is trying to stay in? Going with the flow. Just that it feels like it really accepting that energy of, you've nearly got the answers to stuff, but you've not quite yet. Support, right? So this is not surprising me. Look at this. It's like, I feel I want to take both these cards. That's the same cards from last week. Right, okay, so I know they're not letting me stop. It's literally, fuck's sake, this is too many, but look, it's like so all spot on. Find your centre. Relationships. Like, seriously, it's literally all of these. Memories, nature. Right, I have to stop somewhere, but this, seriously, this is depictive of all the, sorry, every time I say a bigger word, I'm like, oh, that's posh. But it's like depictive of all the work that the masculine's got to do. So see, the feminine gets one card, and look at all of these. Support. People come into your life for many different reasons. Some you learn from, and then they move on. Oh, now we know why I was. See, I don't always know why the hell I'm channeling something or going into stories, but now that's making sense. Some you learn from, and then they move on, while others return, often because you need to learn more from those individuals. Others remain beside you throughout your entire life. But always what the vigil is here is like, these are the two cards that were on Mediumship Monday. If you go and check out, like last week, it was love and strength, and they're there again. The masculines really need your love and strength. A true divine feminine, divine masculine counterpart, before they're physically together, they're both thinking about each other, and they're, you know what I mean? They're daydreaming, thinking about, fantasizing. You know, they're feeling each other, and it's quite interesting because I've got a deck of cards where it's like, I can feel you. Can you feel me? It's like, it's 33 minutes. Is it? Oh, that's freaky. 33 minutes if you're new is my divine masculine sign, because divine masculine is Jesus energy. It's, oh fuck. Right, okay, it's forgiveness too, and forgiveness is in this deck. I don't know if I'll read all the words, I'll be here forever, but I probably will. I'll speed through them. Strength comes from many resources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. So the divine masculine, regardless of genders, really need to know right now that they're supported and not alone. And they want that support of their feminine. Because look, this is two females. Oh Christ, that could have another meaning. But yeah, it could have a third party meaning, to be honest, right? Like, I'm getting a few things. It could be that there's two females that a masculine is choosing between, just to call a spade, right? But for some people, it could be that, like, they've got two females supporting them that aren't romantic stuff. Do you know what I mean? It could be like, you know, yeah, any females in their life that are supporting them with that love and support. Like friends, sisters, mums, grannies, blah blah blah. You know, because it's Mediumship Mondays particularly as well. Yeah, it could be from the spirit world. This love and support. That's love and support coming into this masculine, or the literal world. But like I said, it could be like, if we take away the words, it could be there's a situation going on here where this guy's like letting go of the past to present. Especially because let go is I just laugh because I pick up on all the fucking awkwardness of these situations, like many people's. Let go. Once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and the guidance of spirit, as we have only the best intentions at heart, and will do everything in our power to protect you. You let go. I know this isn't. Oh, it is the order it came out in it. Yes. So forgiveness. This actually feels like I channeled a message in one of the picker piles about a breakup of a family, basically. Like either your family, or I'm going to say it to you as if it's your family, or like, you know, if you're an adult with your, you know, adult family, like basically, you know what I mean? So, but then it felt like reconciliation, like reconciling differences. So that would have another meaning to the Twin Flame card. Like, you know, wherever you've parted ways from someone, or you're in the middle of it, or you're gonna, like, some peace or cooperation will be, like, you know, made. Like, you'll be able to let go and forgive. And again, forgive might be a bit strong for some folk out there, but you know what I mean. Eventually reach that. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful. There's a capacity to heal and transform, yes. So it's about letting go of the past, basically, and finding your centre. Your outside world's reflection and manifestation of what's going on inside you at this time. Oh, and actually that again. So I would watch the one I done. I just laughed funny there. I would read the pick a pile, like just read all of them really, even if you didn't pick one or you picked a different one. Because there's a card in one of the piles that was chaos and conflict, and I channeled a written message about, and it said something similar to that in it, that, you know, it was like I read the key words and then I channeled my own message, right? And it's kind of like, but it said something similar in the written book, but I remember it was like, you know, your outer circumstances are a reflection of what's going on inside. So basically, if you're looking around and you're seeing utter chaos in your physical world, you need to look inwards and see what's going on. It's at 37 minutes, follow your north node. Again, like, fuck's sake, it happens. See what I mean? This annoys me, it happens in every video, but I'll just push the annoyance aside. It's amazing too, but it's just like so repetitive. I know I need to be used to by now repetition, because that's what hypnotherapy is all about. And I'm a hypnotherapist, if you didn't know that, people that are new. It's how it gets into the subconscious mind. But it's kind of like, you know, some stuff that's whirling about and some of our subconscious mind is extremely damaging, you know, like the echoes of somebody telling you you're not good enough. And even if they didn't tell you you're not good enough, which sadly a lot of you did have people that literally told you you're not good enough, they made you feel like that. And again, as a counsellor, I never like to say they made you feel like that. It's about like allowing others to make us feel like that. But you know, when we're talking about, if this is you as a child, you know, it's like I said, it can even be like people at school, like teachers that figure like unknowingly, any, you know, teachers or anything like that can say things that aren't helpful that stick with you. I've given the example loads of times of a primary one teacher telling me, basically, she didn't tell me shut up, but she basically said, like, be quiet in front of the whole class, and it's, it did, and then I worked out I had a limiting belief, that, yeah, to not speak up, basically. So it can literally be things as, sorry, I'm burping now, clearing that negative energy, but you know, it's, again, obviously, I've spoken about this before, obviously I've forgiven that teacher, because she's in the spirit world, Mediumship Monday, so I've told you, Mrs. Scott, I forgive you. But do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's not about blame, but when you can actually find that thorn in your side that is stopping you, it's powerful. And that's what I love to help people with in personal sessions. Or actually in the challenges, which, like I said, I might be doing that quite soon. I'm just going to decide last minute. That's my style. When the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful that your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then this is the ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? So again, ground yourself and find your centre. And forgive yourself, and self-love. Like, look after you. Definitely if you're watching this on the Cancer moon, and I know that that's vulnerable for a lot of you to be in that place, and look at this, especially vulnerable if that's to be like that in a relationship, doubly vulnerable if it's to be receiving that love in a twin flame connection. Now is the time to love, nurture and heal yourself. Self-love is not simply a state of mind about feeling good. It's a state of appreciation for yourself that grows and matures from your actions you take to support your body, mind and soul. Vulnerability. This is a confirmation that you're seeking to tread in the unknown, into the unknown, unfamiliar territory where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. That's extremely vulnerable and unknown for divine masculine energy, and we are on divine masculine energy. So yeah, to be able to trust intuition and put yourself first as a divine masculine energy, if that's what you lean more towards, it's difficult, but you can do it with practice. Don't let fear hold you back or allow a misguided sense of feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. That is a negative conditioning that can come from anywhere around us. Society, program, family, friend. Like I say, when I say family, you know, that can be triggering itself, but it's like what I say, unknowingly, we do it to each other all the time. So, you know what I mean? It's just what we've learned from those that come before us, and your mum and dads have learned that from those that come before them. Right, so relationships are just a mirror images of your own life. How you feel and treat yourself, as well as how you react and respond to different situations and people around you. Be aware that every relationship is an opportunity for soul growth. So especially if you've got, like, you might want to be looking to see what's going on in your 7th house right now. Yeah, because that can be a lot to do with shadow work, and it is your relationships to others. It's typically, you know, it's the house of marriage and long-term relationships, but it's also like karmic relationships too. Like, definitely in my life, wherever I've had, I don't like to call it karmic friendships, because at one point, you know, it would have, these would have been actual friendships and deep, you know, and long ones for a lot of people. But yeah, they usually are in your 7th house. It's really quite fascinating when I've looked for myself and other people. Seek. The power of spirit exists in all things. Everything is made of energy, and every single thing in your physical world contains a fragment of spirit, including you. We are all one with spirit and always will be connected to one another. I feel that is specifically about you and your twin flame. Self-sabotage. When you learn to get out your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your goals. It's the inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. But that's where we forgive wherever that came from. Because especially if it came from in childhood, you know, it takes a lot to undo that. And it takes really wanting to do the work. And that's why it's so important that when it comes to things like therapy, which I know that a lot of you, you know, either want to be in the future, you are in, or some of you are in it as a result of me saying it, you know, all the time, whether it be with me or with people, you know, nearby, in person and stuff. And so I'm very proud of you if you're doing that for yourself, because anybody that knows their stuff, when you're trying to reprogram your subconscious, anybody that truly knows what they're talking about, they would encourage you to seek therapy before you're really going to see a lot of progress there. And you also need to move through the gunk that can come up at first. You know, whenever I do reprogramming and you know, hypnosis for myself, like, you know, if you're listening to something over and over again, like that week or the next sort of couple of weeks or sometimes a month or whatever, you can have a bit of a turbulent sort of time in your life, and it's because you're trying to, you know, you're trying to deprogram yourself. So it's like it doesn't feel safe. But if you can just persist with that and ground yourself, you can come out the other end and be really happy that you persevered to receive what it is you deserve. You're a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others, but now it's time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as with the ebb and flow, the tides, the art of giving and receiving is a natural law and order of the universe. So I know it can be confusing at times, but basically the divine masculines are learning to give back to themselves because the divine feminines have learned to truly give back to themselves. And when the divine masculine gives back to themselves, loves themselves, says no to other people, puts themselves first, doesn't self-sacrifice as much as what you once did, you're that closer to a physical union. Sounds easy, doesn't it? But what does the spirit world want to chip in? We're connected, yeah, but you see, look at this. We're so connected. So you see how it's like I left it open for the loved ones of spirit, but this is a divine feminine saying to the divine masculine, we're so connected. And I always give you a good night kiss. And I've become one of your guides. Remember me by the happy memories we created. Although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. It's the Divine Feminine saying, look, I'm putting my hand out for you. This is like the Divine Feminine. It's like, look, I'm here. I'm not going to hound you. I'm going to trust that you're going to come to me when you're ready, but I am still here. And remember me by the happy memories that we create. Again, this is meant to be about mediumship, but you know what I'm saying, it does fit. And although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. But whatever's happened, it's still... there's lots of other connotations that this could be. Anyway, but it's like you're still my missing puzzle piece. Oh, well, that's cute. Right, okay, so... what other deck was I going to use? Right, I'm just going to use these cards now because, yeah, I just didn't want to make it too long because I want to upload it because the other one's longer, so it'll take longer. Right, so give us a card for the Divine Feminine and a card for the Divine Masculine. Oh, right, that was a bit quick. Right, so everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're currently not getting? Wow. I had so much. This looks. What's her name again? I'm just seeing that scene in. Oh, that's interesting. I'm seeing that scene in Sex and the City. If you like it, then you should put a ring on it. Yeah, I know that's Beyonce, but there's like a bit where it's. What the fuck is her name? Oh, like it's a very famous woman. I can't remember the name of it. I mean, it's just it's so annoying. Whatever. Someone will get it, or I'll get it before, but whatever. But everything is. I mean, there might be something in me singing that, but I mean, it's like it's literally it's a scene where she's singing Liza. Is it Liza Minnelli? Isn't it? Just like that's going to annoy me. I just heard Liza Minnelli, so it must be. Yeah, it is her. Look, you know what I mean? I love when my clairaudience does that. I'm like, what the fuck's that? Turn your worry into wonder. Surrender to the experience. What possibilities can you dream in reality? Fucking love it. Right, this is exciting. There's something big about the Sagittarius full moon on the 4th of June there. So you might want to think back to what you're creating in your life on the new moon in Sagittarius. Can I just say it's not a coincidence? I'm pretty sure. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure. I'm just actually going to double check that now before I say it. Well, I'm just going to say it. I mean, I'm just going to say it because it doesn't matter if I'm wrong. And then there's something in that. It's okay if you make mistakes. It's okay to get things wrong. Because a lot of us, you might have felt like it's not okay to get something wrong. What I was going to say was the last challenge I done was on the new moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, there you go. It was. Look, that was when I done it. The new moon in Sagittarius was when I done that challenge. Remember, although I do it as the fuck it let's go challenge, it's always like jumping a timeline in disguise, right? Because I help you quantum leap. This is really what I want to say in my intros, but it's like, I'm here to help you jump to your quantum leap, I might add, to your highest timeline, by helping you release those limiting beliefs that hold you back, and eventually get you into physical union. But it's there's a lot of work that's got to be done in between. But it's what I clear is the spell work and the black magic and all of that is a specific thing that I do with my shamanic work, and so some of the work that he's put in on that challenge 6 months ago, a lot of the results could be seen around the full moon in Sagittarius, whether I decide to do the challenge again in public or at all, because I have sort of debated with doing it a different way, or not. Just look out for that. So, because it's reminding me of that for a reason. So anyway, let's read this and I'm going to go. So, for Divine Feminine, and remember when I say Divine Feminine, Divine Masculines can also be Divine Masculines, feelings, feminine, receptive side. It can also be Divine Feminines, masculine, action, take a side. Right, so everything is reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. And that ties back to that card when it was talking about everyone in your life that is held up a mirror to yourself, your own shadow, and the people that have hurt you, and all, like you've learned basically. Now I'm hiccuping, so I really need to get on with this. Often events, trauma, and unhealed pain, from our past will get stored in our body's memory. Oh God, and did I not, is it not this one that no, that was the last one where I went into quite deep stuff. You may not recall the event on a conscious level, but your subconscious always remembers. This is why we get triggered. Fucking hell, right? This is so... It's everything I've fucking spoke about, but that's fine. I know it happens every time, but I can't help but be surprised. You may be experiencing a strong emotional reaction of fear, shock, anger, or worry, and I feel it's because Divine Feminine Collective can feel Divine Masculine getting ready to come in. Like, there's, you know, even if it's not imminently, but I'm telling you, for some it's imminent. And I don't channel that lightly, but it is imminent for some. That's, but there's fear being triggered up there. You might feel like you want to run away somewhere. That's all very normal. And Divine Masculines are turning their worry into wonder and surrendering the experience. And they're making their dreams into reality. So it's like, yes, there's a lot going on here. Where did I get to? It could be because you're remembering a past event. Trauma protects itself from pain by creating a false identity inspired by your ego around the experience. If you were hurt in your past, your ego will create a perception to help protect you from ever having to feel that pain again. I know this is the feminine's card, right? But I really do feel, and again, like, I'm going to own this, right? That I was about to say that for masculine energies, right? And again, remember, I work with a lot of Divine Masculine energies that happen to be women, but you can be a Divine Masculine that is a man out there too. That's a lot of the people that I would say are more quieter, because a lot of the men that actually talk tend to be Divine Feminine energy on this channel. That's just how it is just now. Might have changed by the time anyone's watching this later on down the line. We're always open to change. But yeah, whoever it is, you know, say if you're Divine Feminine, right, if you've ever had an abusive or a toxic relationship with someone before, which, you know, a lot of people have, with anyone in your life, but romantically, like, you could be unconsciously protecting yourself from ever letting anyone use you again, so that it doesn't happen. Okay, so you would need to address that so that you can spot when it is a good opportunity, and aka definitely when it's your twin, you know. But unconscious means, you know, consciously, but like, you could argue with, like, so you could be like, what the fuck, of course I wouldn't do that, but bubbling under the surface, that's what's going on for some of you, and that's why it's complex. Again, the same with the masculine. If you have went through an abusive partnership, or somewhere in life, you know, there's some kind of feeling of someone controlling you or whatever, you know, unconsciously you're going to push that away. Do you know what I mean? Like, the real deal. So again, it's not a newsflash, but someone needs to hear it. For example, if you're told to be quiet and that you're too much as a child, that's basically the example I gave of my teacher, so it doesn't need to be from a parent or anything. You may feel as if you need to hold back or feel ashamed to speak up. Your ego created a belief that it's not safe for you're safe for yourself to be seen. In that order, oh, wait a minute, I read that wrong. Your ego created a belief that it's not safe to be yourself, and that in order to fit in, you must avoid speaking up. This creates discord and dishonesty with yourself. And that is a lot of what's going on with Divine Masculine, especially. That is what I really, really help Divine Masculine energies untangle, is who you were taught to be and who you actually are. This card is pulled. This has been pulled because you're experiencing part of a past trauma that has been buried. Your entire life is filtered through your experiences, perceptions, thoughts, and when you feel triggered, it's often a result of unhealed wounds that live within you. When you feel angst, reconnect with what matters most to you. What is true about your life, and what illusions can you see past? When others do things that cause a reaction, this is a mirror reflecting what is unhealed and needs to be viewed from within. If it didn't need our attention, we wouldn't feel triggered. Look at what is triggering you and causing you distress. Hold up the energetic mirror and ask yourself, how is this showing me what I need to heal within myself? If a loved one isn't supporting you right now, ask, how can I support myself? Again, that's really important for Divine Feminine. If you feel like your Divine Masculine isn't there for you right now, isn't physically in your life, how can you support yourself? And then they will mirror that. Not right away, I might add, but it's, you know, you got to train yourself to do that, and then they'll do that. Your external world is a reflection of your internal state, mirroring the deepest truths of your soul, and that is what twin flames are about. It's like that card that says your souls are preparing to reconnect. Use this time to recognise all areas in relationships that feel strained. Heal your past by connecting it to your present. Again, that's what I do with any of the things that I do. EDMR, I always say it wrong, but EDMR, which is basically, like, you know, what that's all about, to just generally explain to you, is when people are experiencing trauma and they're disassociated, or from a shamanic perspective, I'd say your fragmented soul, it's the EDMR is, it's to do with the left and the right brain, and it's like, if you move, so I could move my finger like that, and I could do that with you right now actually, and just focus on my finger going from the right to the left to the right. Now obviously I'm simplifying it, but it would be if someone's panicking, like, you help bring them back, bring that balance of the right and the left brain hemisphere. So that would, and again, I don't need to do that all the time. It's just if somebody was basically having a panic attack, I suppose, with me or something, I do think, and it's more in person. I don't think that translates as well online, but EFT tapping, that's, you tap on the meridian points. I can do that on Zoom in personal sessions, and yeah, anything that gets you back in your body basically is good for trauma. Right. You have a divine assignment not to take things personally. Look at who is triggering you and what is bringing up for you. When you feel your feelings, you release them, and as you do, you connect to the deeper message they can bring. Using the energetic mirror will help you reconnect with your true self, your pure light, and the love within. The question to ask is, what do I need in my life that I am not currently getting, and how can I give that to myself? Fucking perfect question for a divine feminine to ask herself or himself all the fucking time. We'll drop the mic, right, but we need to read Divine Masculine's card. And remember, Divine Masculines, take from that what you resonate with as well, because there's a lot of balanced energy out there. We should always pay attention to both anyway. If you don't give a fuck what your twin's going through, I don't know why you'd be watching this, basically. Like, you should care. It's the other half of your soul. Right, so 35. Turn your worry into wonder. Surrender to the experience. Dear one, you're far too hard on yourself. Well, right away, spot on. Your fears have been getting the best of you and causing unnecessary anxiety and stress. Fear has a sneaky way of tricking us into believing that worrying is helping us. Your ego loves to worry because it feels in control, but most of our anxiety is based on false perceptions and beliefs. Remove yourself from the illusions that separate you from the truth, which is love. Great, that actually feels really tied into the written message I channeled today. So it'll be in one of the picker piles. I can't remember what one now. So the two recent picker piles, if you're watching this the 22nd of May, or roughly, it'll be the two recent ones. But I actually feel I'm going to be guided to do them a few times a week. So, yeah. So if it's later on, then I don't know, scroll through the community. But it was something about, needing to pull yourself back from the people that are influencing, like reinforcing the beliefs about yourself that you're not good enough. You really want to distance yourself from anyone that's doing that for at least a small period of time, even if it's like, but some people you need to do it forevermore. Right, like, with friends, or, just not friends anymore, and you've drifted. Right, great love is all around you. Trust the universe and yourself, because your future is bright, big, bright, bold, and so breathtakingly beautiful. As A Course in Miracles says, you're the dreamer of the world of dreams. When you detach from the fear, you can recognise and awaken from the dream spell. I don't like that says that, because that feels like the black magic voodoo fuckery that Divine Masculines can be under. You will see that you will see that we live in a dream world where you are the creator of all that you see. If what you see is blocked or unclear, use this time to envision the reality you desire. And again, I can do that with you in a session as well, or you can find one of the things on the channel. It's usually weaved into big long lives, to be honest. I often just do it spontaneously. Or you can do it in the shamanic journeys, but in a personal session, if you tell me what is your desire, I can help you create it, in a soul retrieval session. And let's just say the things that people create in those sessions do come about. They physically manifest, so it's worth it. You've drawn this card because the insecurities and doubts that have been plaguing you are not serving you. Instead of worrying, turn your attention to wonder and excitement. Now is an optimal time to focus on the possibilities and dream of what could be. Do you know what I'm hearing? It's the they can say you're all gone crazy. It's what's it called? 1,000 dreams, 10 something dreams of. I don't know why I forgot that. I love that song, but I've. You know what I mean? That one. I've literally forgot all the words right now, so that's fine. That's good enough. I do know that song very well, so I don't know why I forgot it, but that means something. I think somebody's forgetting. Somebody's becoming somebody brand new that I'm channeling here. It's like somebody's just forgetting all the old life, and it doesn't matter. It's like, you're moving in, you're ascending to somebody new. I don't fuck knows what that means to someone, but it'll mean something. Now is an optimal time to focus on possibilities and dream of what could be, because that's what that song's all about. A million dreams, that's what it's called. Remind yourself that you're not off track. There's no there to get to. It is all a journey and creative adventure of your soul. So surrender to the experience and know that the unknown is nothing to fear. It is an exciting place to step into your true self, into the unknown. And I reached an hour as I said that. New beginnings, alignment. Focus fully on the wonder of all creation as you create the world you wish to see. And the question to ask yourself is, what possibilities can I dream into reality? And you know what? Divine masculine, regardless of your gender, you get to decide what that is. Whether that's something to do with your twin flame physical union or something entirely different. I'm not going to tell yous out there what that is. You know what your dreams are, and nobody else needs to know either. But what's important is that you take action towards those dreams. And I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope that you got the healing from this that you needed, even if a lot of it was not your story. The healing was always being emitted to you. I'm going to blow this candle out to send that healing and prayers to you. Have a lovely night. Like, comment, subscribe, book a session. Remember what I said, if you want to have a short, like a 30-minute, 45-minute max, free Zoom call with me to talk about what sessions we could do after that, then yeah, feel free to do that. Like I said, that's just a chat to get to know me if you've never met me on a one-to-one Zoom, or for those of you that have had a one-to-one Zoom and it's been a while, you can have a quick chat with me about, you know, to see where you're at and to see if it would be beneficial to have a session going forward. You can let me know. See you later. And here's sending the love out to you. Oh, and a message might be coming in for you, because actually that's my calendar, but it could be a message for you. See you later. Bye.